Science convinced me to be an optimist. But today, I'll try to convince you that you gotta have a fanatical belief in an awesome future ahead. Check out this graph. The vertical axis shows how many times you cough during an illness over 10 minutes, and the horizontal axis is minutes. Here's what'll happen if you take a cough medicine. After about an hour and a half, you'll be coughing 5 times less, as expected. The medicine works, right? But let's say you were tricked, and they slipped some inactive powder like sugar into the medicine packet. You take that miracle mixture, fully confident it'll work, and bam! It works. Your cough frequency drops by 4.5 times. In other words, 85% of the effect from all cough medicines comes from your belief that they'll help. Here's another example. In a 2012 study, participants were given a sweet drink along with an immunosuppressant drug. For a few days, the immunosuppressants did their job, but then, without warning, they removed the active ingredient, leaving just the soda. You'd think their immunity would bounce back, but nope. The subjects were convinced they were still taking the immunosuppressant, so their immunity stayed suppressed. In other words, people can use the power of their minds through sheer conviction to suppress their body's main defense system, and it works. Not just for immunity either. Imagine I give 2 groups a milkshake with 320 calories, but I tell one group it's a diet shake with only 160 calories. The deceived group ends up feeling way hungrier, and it's not just a subjective feeling. Their blood has way higher levels of the hunger hormone ghrelin. Essentially, these people convinced themselves they were hungry and their bodies responded with actual hunger. You know what I'm talking about? The placebo effect. Placebos account for 50 to 75% of the effect from antidepressants, often more than half the effect from anxiety, panic attack, and social phobia meds. Placebos reduce pain, treat erectile dysfunction, and even help with epilepsy. It's not just a mind trick. Placebos trigger real physiological reactions in our bodies, like imagine a surgery where the doc doesn't do anything besides making an incision. Crazy, right? But some of those fake surgeries lead to improved symptoms, like for knee osteoarthritis. You can't cure it, but a sham surgery can relieve the pain just as well, or better, than the most effective drugs. Okay, I get all that. But how about applying this effect to real-life, grown-up challenges? Not long ago, a study was done on newbies at the gym. They were given a pill labeled as powerful amino acids. What happened? They lifted 20% more weight than usual. And it's not just newbies. Seasoned athletes improved their performance by 22% when taking fake supplements, and even professional powerlifters lifted 8% more when told they took steroids. Olympic runners sped up by 8%, and pro cyclists finished 5% faster. All right, so muscles perform better, but we don't live in a world of brute strength anymore. What about brains? Yup, placebos make you smarter too. Most brain training apps and programs that claim to boost your cognitive abilities and increase IQ, they work through the placebo effect, and scientists cottoned on to this a long time ago. When researchers told one group that electrical brain stimulation would enhance their cognitive skills, those people believed it and got smarter. Later studies replicated these findings. In one, a group was told a fragrant substance was changing their hormonal state and removing mental blocks, kind of like a micro-psychedelic. Those people ended up being more creative. Or if you tell someone they slept more soundly than usual, they'll perform better on math problems and association tests. Placebos improve working memory, attention, and loads of other brain functions. What more could we ask for? Turns out, just believing you're creative, intelligent, healthy, fast, and strong can make it so. Convince yourself things will be great, and they actually will be, like something out of the book, The Secret. So by that logic, optimists should be the happiest, richest people around, right? Well, that's simply not the case. Those folks tend to have a pretty rough go of it. For instance, couples with an optimistic view of their marriage are more likely to have issues, argue more, and split up compared to pessimistic pairs. Optimists also earn a whopping 30% less than pessimists, and being optimistic about your health in old age leads to a 13% spike in mortality rate. Scary stuff. But why do I still want you to be an optimist? Here's the thing. There are different kinds of optimism. Naive optimism is thinking things will be fine for no good reason just because. Realistic optimism is the confidence that things will work out thanks to your efforts. That's when the placebo effect kicks in. Notice that placebos always involve taking an action, swallowing a pill, undergoing a sham procedure, or wearing special gear, after which you perform better than usual through your own abilities. It's not the universe conspiring in your favor or any mystical energies. You're simply capable of way more than you realize. That's why realistic optimists, or people who believe in their own capabilities, are far more likely to take care of their health because they're sure it will pay off. And it does, like by halting the progression of cardiovascular disease, which ultimately seems to extend their lifespan by 15%. Realistic optimist couples are actually happier in their marriages by about 30% compared to others. And optimists' earnings are pretty darn good too. According to a Frostbank report, there's an almost linear relationship between healthy optimism and financial health. Optimists get promoted more often and make smarter money decisions. These folks apply for more jobs, make more attempts at finding romantic partners, put in more effort to lose weight, and try harder when solving problems. It's those realistic optimists who are more likely to graduate from college, enjoy much deeper, more restorative sleep, probably from coping better with stress, have stronger immune systems, and healthier hearts. Even though the number of optimists varies across countries, likely due to economic factors, a massive meta-analysis shows that in even the roughest of nations and direst circumstances, it's best to be an optimist. This has been studied in countless contexts, among survivors of missile strikes, caregivers, people enduring hardships, and sick individuals. The fundamental law of success in life is that we have to believe our actions will work out. Otherwise, we simply won't take those actions. An optimist is someone who takes action because they believe it's not in vain. That's why realistic optimists have a stronger drive to get things done, go to work, and strive for the future. They want to take action. Okay, so we all need to become optimists. But how? First off, it's possible. There's no such thing as naturally pessimistic people. Some just prefer that role. Secondly, it's enough to simply try and think optimistically. Have positive thoughts about the future, and when gloomy thoughts arise, shift your mindset. Write optimistic journal entries, make upbeat plans, and have hopeful conversations with others. The world can be harsh, but when you take on a challenge, you assume you'll succeed. Not because the universe laid out a red carpet, but because you're not helpless. Honor and good luck.